In this support session, our hometown's lead CSR Vera Lemonovich leads Julia Gerlach of the Mobridge Tribune through article creation, the NextGEN Gallery manager, and adding other types of media to their website.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the correct way, the traditional way of training, and then I'll show you a shortcut.
Okay.
I always go through the proper channels and then anything that I can do to maximize your efficiency, the better.
Right.
Okay. So according to the email, you're going to be doing articles.
Yep.
All right. So the first thing you want to do is you are going to be going to add new under
Okay.
articles.
Mm-hmm.
And this right here is your headline.
Okay.
This right here is your text.
Mhm.
That would be for your story. Let me minimize some of these things that you don't need. All right, this is your subhead if you have one, and then this is your byline.
Okay.
The author, you can select who the author is, but if not, it defaults to your sign-in, the
Okay.
person who is uploading the article.
Okay.
If that is a problem, like some publishers, they don't want to see who uploads it. They just want the person who's the story by.
Yeah.
Then we can hide that. Just let me know.
Okay. I see.
Now, you also have a tab here. So if it's a breaking news story, it would, if you check this, it'll appear right above your navigational bar. So right up in here,
Really?
you'll have it. And it shows
Okay.
for 24 hours.
Okay.
So what I like to do is I like to give a couple examples for election results. That would be perfect because that's coming up here next month. Also, we have like a boil water notice. So if like a pipe burst in the wintertime, we like to notify our residents that they have to boil the water before drinking it. Also, accidents or just anything that you would consider breaking news that you want to get out. You would just check that and it would appear there.
Okay.
After you compose your article, you have some lovely boxes here. Now, all of these are drag and drop, so you can maneuver them according to your workflow.
Okay.
So like these here that I minimize, I can move them down at the bottom since they're not going to be used.
Oh, okay. I see.
The first box here, now this hasn't been set up. I've been trying to get with someone to set this up. You have social media auto post on your account. Once it's been set up, when you publish a story, you can set it up to go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything.
Okay.
I've just been trying to get somebody to meet with me, and it takes 3 minutes to set up. But once it's been set up, it'll automatically do that for you.
Oh, okay.
So that's what this box is. The second box is your published box. Now, what's nice about this is so if you're writing the story and it's coming out the day that your PDF is going to be uploaded, you can schedule it. So let's say if you come out every Wednesday, you could schedule it for the following Wednesday. And then once you will do that, instead of saying publish, it'll say schedule.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here are your categories. So if it is an article, let's say for ag, you'll just go ahead and select that. All of the items here are widgets that are fed in. So if it's a news story, anything marked news, it'll automatically go into a section. Nice picture of you, by the way. That's great. So
I was a little horrified to see that there this morning.
Oh, really?
Oh, God.
No, I don't think it's a bad picture.
My face on the screen.
Oh, no.
Anyways.
I think that's something to be proud of. That's an achievement. Here, you could also tag. And tags, a lot of publishers use that for using the search bar. So if a reader were to do something, and let's put your last name in. And there you go. Anything with that will show here. So here you put the story up, and here's a story about you. So everything there will show up. If that
Okay.
had that as a tag, it would show up just for that article.
Okay.
Add to any, this right here is if you didn't want to share it. So if it is a sponsored post, so like for instance, we have a publisher, they have a mattress company that's one of their main advertisers,
Mm.
and they do sponsored posts. Well, you don't want to share that. So you
Oh,
would
I
just
see.
take those buttons off.
Okay.
That way no one can share it. Also, let's say if it's like a sports tournament and you're getting photos from people that have them watermarked, you don't want to share those either.
Okay.
Next, you have your broadcast. So let's say if it's like for elections, you want to email the results to people on your newsletter list. If you click this, it'll say, do you want to share this? Now, if you click OK, it's going to email everybody in your newsletter list.
Oh, so immediately it'll send out.
Immediately.
Okay. Oh,
That's also good for breaking news or things noteworthy. So you have that full ability to, instead of having to go through the newsletter and compile a newsletter just for a story, you can do it right here from this article.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The next section is your paywall, and it's already defaulted to be behind the paywall. I believe the way we have Mobridge set up is they get 3 free articles a month. After that, they're prompted to subscribe.
Okay.
So that's automatically defaulted. You don't have to do anything. The only time you would change the setting on this is in the case of like some of our Florida publishers right now, because of Ian, they weren't able to put out a physical paper. So they made their digital copy free access for everybody. So that way, if they had evacuated, they want to see what's going on in town and so forth. This right here is your edition.
Okay.
There's 2 things that you can do here. So for instance, if it's going to be in next Wednesday's publication, anything assigned to this date will automatically be assigned to that publication.
Okay.
If this was a PDF, for instance, you could actually type over this instead of selecting a date and, name it whatever your special section would be. And basically you don't want any spaces in it in order for it to pick it up.
Okay.
The next thing that you want here is your featured image. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick something from the media library.
Oh, I missed where I was looking away for a moment. So just.
Okay, no problem. So here's the body. I'm just going to click add media.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the first image and insert it into the post. If I didn't see my image here, I would just go here and upload one.
Okay.
But since I'm just going to demo that, that's what you can do. Inside the article, if you click on this, there's a couple things you can do. You can align it left, you can make it center, assign it right, or no alignment. Now, what if you do this one here, this will add the word wrap.
I see.
Also, you can change and adjust. So if you want to make that full size, it'll make it bigger. If you want to make it smaller, so forth. You can link it to, let's say if this was an advertiser, you can give a URL and put that all there. Here's where you would put your caption. Now, I want to mention this here. If I go to add media and I click on this, if you put the caption and description here, this will automatically port over into any article using this image.
Sure.
If you adjust it here, it is only going to change it for this image in this particular article without saving it.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
The reason why I remarked that is I had come up recently, a publisher who was making changes was using a columnist image. She has a writer that writes some of her columns, and it
Mhm.
wasn't saving her caption, giving her name and everything.
I see.
Well, I went ahead and I explained why it was doing that. She was only editing it in the article, and she had to copy and paste for each one. So it was a pain.
Yep. Okay. Very
But
interesting. Okay.
it does come in handy though. Like if this right here was being used for an advertiser and they had a different campaign,
Right.
you might want to say something different. Even though it's the same image, you can keep the content fresh just by changing the caption.
Yeah. Or you might not want to run a caption sometimes or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So I just felt that that was worth mentioning.
Okay.
Another thing about the media, which I think is really clever, especially this time of year, we have a publisher that they go to all of like the town hall meetings and the candidate debates for elections. And they take their iPhone or Android phone and they record the whole process.
Okay.
And then afterwards, they'll do like interviews with the candidates or board members, and they will take the MP3 file. You can upload those here.
Oh, okay.
You can select it and put it into the story. It'll have its own player. So if you want to give something a little bit more to the story.
Oh, that's neat. Okay.
Yeah. And
it'll just embed that audio
player.
file.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you could also, what's pretty handy is I've actually seen some publishers, if they don't want to subscribe to the audio articles, and they want to sponsor. So, for example, I have a publisher in Florida. They don't have audio articles, but they have a sponsor for their event calendar, and they're a military paper. So they actually have one of the local pro-military based job recruiters. That's what I'm trying to think of. That sponsors their event calendar. That basically, if there's any job fairs or community events where they're going to be at, they sponsor the calendar, and you can actually have like a little pre-roll, like this article is brought to you by so and forth and so on. You know, yes, you would have to record it, but it gives it a little bit more texture.
That's interesting. So, and somehow that will play automatically when somebody opens that article?
It doesn't autoplay. They would have to physically click it, but you could put text right below it. Like here, let me see if I can add MP3 to show you what I mean. Let me go into, I think it was in clients. We'll try that.
Okay.
All right. So this actually is the sponsor for the event calendar. And here we can do this article was brought to you by audio sponsor because I can't think of anything. All right. So I'm just going to insert that into the post. And here we go. I don't see the caption, which is weird. Here we go. You can actually select it to autoplay.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Let's try that.
Your business is pro-military and so is Liberty Life Media.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if we were to go preview that, we're going to open this in a new tab. Oh, it didn't save. All right. So let me go back. What I'm going to do is save it as a draft.
Oh, okay.
And maybe that's what I needed to do. So let's go ahead and open Lincoln.
Your business is pro-military and so is Liberty Life Media. Tell your business's story with daily digital postings, quarterly print ads, targeted media sponsorships, and around-the-clock.
All right. So yeah, you can actually have it set to autoplay.
That's so interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So what I would recommend is since the thing isn't there for the caption, I would just put it somewhere. You could also insert the link and have it link out, I believe.
Your business is pro-military.
Oh, stop that. All right. Let me see. Preload auto metadata. No. Yeah, I don't see where to do that. Let me see if I can do that. Let's try. No. So you would just have to put a link in it. I don't, there doesn't have the place to link it, but that's still, it gives you something more that you can do
Yeah.
just to make the article a little bit more engaging for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And something you can sell to bring money in.
Right. Okay. Huh. Nice.
Okay. And I think that pretty much covers everything here
So
as far
what
as
if I
making an
wanted,
article.
what if I wanted to add more than one photo?
Oh, you can. Yeah,
Okay.
you could do that.
Uh-huh.
There's a couple of things you can do. We have what's called NextGen,
Okay.
and that can create a gallery. And
Okay.
it is a robust. About the NextGen is you actually have a lot more options as far as creating. Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and create a gallery. So let's say you're doing a sports one. You can upload or use the media library. So let's create one. Let's name it test. And don't worry, I'll delete this out, but I want to use what's existing.
Okay.
If you have a folder local on your computer, you could do that, or you could just drag and drop one image into this.
Okay.
But since I'm using the library, I'm just going to go ahead and select image. So I'm going to select, I guess you have to do them one at a time,
Oh,
which is fine. All right, so now that I created it, let's go back to NextGen here. And let's go into test. All right, so here, this has like the file name here, and it also has, it looks like cut lines. If you want to break it up, you actually have a box here underneath that you could put it in. So if you wanted to have, like, if this was like the person you were giving credit for the photo, and then the description of the photo for the cut line, you can separate them.
okay.
Another thing is you can mark them not for sale and insert a watermark. So if you wanted to go ahead and put a watermark, you could. You could resize the images here and do all kinds of things. All right, so now that we have it all taken care of, let's go into the article again, and we're going to just go ahead and insert a gallery. So let's go back into the test article we were just working in. All right, so let's go to add gallery.
Oh, okay.
All right, since we created the gallery, it has the images. All right, we're going to bring up task. And I apologize for the noise. My husband's installing a lock on the door.
Oh, no worries.
Okay. All right, so now that we have our gallery, we can select what type of, if we want to do thumbnails, if we want to do a slideshow, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And before we do that, also, if you want to change the thumbnail settings, you can change it here, maximum amount of images on the page. If you wanted to do columns, you could do that here. You could also show the link. You can actually, let me see here. I think that's pretty much it for that. You could do a view, you can do the caption, you could do a carousel.
Oh, okay.
You can change all of that around. And there's nothing that you can do that we can't undo. So feel free to play around.
Okay.
You know, if you get stuck, we're always here standing by and giving you a hand.
Okay.
Now here's something like this. Let's say you had a local folder that you uploaded, and there may be one or two blurry ones that you don't want to include. You can exclude them from the gallery.
Oh, that's handy. Okay.
All right. So now that we have everything ready, let's choose which display we want to do. So let's do this one. There we go. Okay, let's save it. All right, and then once that's done, let's go to preview. There we go.
Okay.
And you do have arrows, but if you go away, they disappear after a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but that's one way to do it. And it looks really nice. And you can play around with the different settings. Some of them you might not see the captions because they're it's just the way that they're designed that they're not there. But you could also design it to where the captions are on the photo itself. But it's a lot of fun to play around with. I'm all about, that was one of my favorite things as a publisher to do. I used to do a paper here in Pennsylvania. And then when COVID hit, they closed my location. So that's how I found my way here.
Okay.
But that was one of my favorite things is creating things, making things more engaging for the readers. And, you know, that's just a lot of fun. You can put your own spin on things, you know, but yeah. That's how you would do it. All right. So we've got that taken care of. And don't worry, I will delete that out. Or if you want to recycle it for something else, you can. And so now we covered the pictures. Let's go with video.
Okay.
So let's say if you wanted to add a video, the easiest way, go back to all articles. Let's leave this. All right, so let's get out of this here. And I'm going to just trash this real quick.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to add new. All right, so what I want to show you is the block editor.
Okay.
This is another way to do an article.
Okay.
And it actually is a little bit more appealing and easy. So here's where your title would go. And then here is what's called a block.
Okay.
So if I wanted to add a video, there's two options. I'm going to select YouTube.
Okay.
And let me see what I have here. All right, let's just do the puppies because they're cute. All right, and let's see here. Let's see. Well, no, I don't save. Let's share it. There we go. So you would just copy this code here and just place it like so, and then hit
okay.
and it would appear here. Now, what's nice is without saving it as a draft, you can preview it as desktop, tablet, mobile, or in another tab. So you can see what your readers see. This is another reason why I show you. I show you it this way because going through the conventional way, which is called the site origin builder, that's the original article place that I showed you. There's a lot of different steps in order just to place a video.
I see.
Now, as far as like the media player for the MP3 that we did, the process is still the same. The only thing you do differently is, let's go back here. Let's go here and we can remove it. Let's do media. Here we go, audio. And you would just go to the media library and it just sorts it out automatically. And this is where you would put it.
Okay.
You see what I mean? It's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Let's just do basic text. You'll notice that there's some things here. If I wanted to make that first thing a drop text, a drop cap, you can do that.
Okay.
Let me see here if I can, let's take that off. And let's insert another one here. And if you use columns, now I love this, first of all. You can have just one column. You can do 50-50 and break it up.
That's nice.
I like to use this for in the event of like at the end of the year, where you do like the school scores for testing. We used to do articles like that, which schools were better performing, or for sports, who is ranked in like a tournament, for example, or for your candidates. So if we did something like this, you could actually have 3 candidates and their bios.
Oh, okay.
So another thing is, let's change that and let's make that column. There we go, 2 columns. So what you could do is you could place an image. Let's do this picture here. All right. And then what we could do is, let me just find something here. All right. So let's just bring that up here. And let's just pretend that it was a apple pie recipe that we were doing. So you could have everything here, but here's what I like is you could change the color of the text if you wanted, or you could change the background. So this is what we used to call a call out box or an info box.
Sure.
And that's just some of the things that you can do that you can't do with the traditional word processor version of this.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah, it just gives you some different ways to make it engaging and brighten up an article. You could also change the fonts. Let me see here. If I go here. Oh, yeah, you could even change the styles. Oh, yeah, this is a lot of fun. You can change all kinds of things here just by clicking in this here area for blocks.
Okay.
You could also change that to make more rounded. I mean, there's tons of settings. And like I said, there is nothing that you can do that we can't undo. We do a backup all the time. So if something happens, one, you don't have to publish. You could always go back and delete it out and start again. If you do publish it, there is an unpublished. So there's that. If it's deleted, if it's located in your trash, I think it's good for 3 days before it gets recycled. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, that we can help you. But yeah, I mean, just play around. Like I said, there's 2 different options. I personally love this. This is the block editor. And I would use that over the other because there's so many different opportunities to make it more engaging for your readers. And it's a lot of fun.
Right. And then if I wanted to upload a video that I shot instead of doing something from YouTube, it's just the same as uploading the audio, basically?
Unfortunately, no. That is an excellent question. Unfortunately, the way that it works, we used to have it with the Max Gallery to where you could do MP4s, but I think what was the other one? The Move, .move for Apple, but it did not function correctly. So we disabled it because what would happen is you would get the player, like the YouTube player, but it would buffer or it would be a black screen and it wouldn't work.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we recommend using YouTube. So if you upload it to your profile for YouTube, just send a link and you can just put it there.
I see. Okay.
Now, on that topic, we do have a publisher, the same publisher I was telling you about the town hall meetings. And YouTube, I think you're only allowed half-hour increments to upload. Now, some of those town hall meetings go pretty long. So what she did was she would have to shoot another video to pick up where the other one left off.
Oh, okay.
Rather than piecing it all together for one video because she didn't want to pay YouTube just to upload her videos, which I understand. You got to save every bit of money you have for a paper. So what she did was on YouTube, create a playlist. If you have the link for the playlist, it will play them in succession.
Oh, okay. I see.
Any other questions about articles or some of the things that you want to do with it?
Well, I was just wondering also, I guess, about SEO. Is there anything, I mean, I know we put the tags in, but is there anything else in terms of SEO that we can add or should be adding?
I think the main thing is for SEO is make sure all your information matches. So if you're putting out an article, make sure that the link and the headline and everything matches on the social media platforms. For the site SEO, we manage that. We make sure that you're taken care of there. Here, let me go back here. At all of our sites, we manage the SEO because we want to make sure that you're verified as a publisher and that your publication is authenticated, because we don't want, I mean, there's so many different sites out there, and some of them, not to use this, but I guess this is the best way possible. It's fake news, clickbait, things that are not reputable, false information. You see it all the time.
Right.
And it's all in one SEO. It's what it is. Let's see if I can find it up here at the top. I know it's one here because I had to contact Kelsey about it. We wanted to make sure that all of the information was verified, so that way that was confirmed. It must not be on here, but it's definitely here. Oh, here it is, right here, all in one SEO. So yeah, we take care of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that at all. That's one of the things that we take care of for you. Another thing you could do is Google My Business, make sure that all of the information is there. I gave Kelsey this probably in January, all of the things that she could do for all of the papers to make sure that they come up in the search. Here's another thing that comes up as a publisher. So let's say this right here was a story, and the person in this image basically requested to have the article taken down or the image taken down. If they were okay to be mentioned in the article, all you would have to do is replace the image with something else or remove it. If it was a request to take down the image, all you would have to do is go into the article, whether it's through this here, which is the site origin, and unpublish it, or go through the block editor and unpublish it. The steps are the same and the results are the same. Now, Google takes, I think, 24 to 48 hours to recognize when an article has been removed. But once it has been removed from the search engines, once they click on that link, it'll take them to the homepage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the search engines take a little bit to get caught up, but I've had that happen where somebody requested it to be removed.
Okay. All right. And so then it's just, did I see where the publish button was? I feel like I did.
Yeah, it's right here for the site editor.
I see.
So let me go back and I'll show you what it looks like in the block editor. Oh, here we go, publish.
Oh, okay.
And then you have a publish here also.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Great. That helps a lot.
Now, are you going to be doing anything with PDFs?
I guess I don't know for sure.
Okay. It's super easy. There's two ways to do it. The first way is in your media library. So if it's like a press release, like we had, the state government was looking for people for snow removal, but they gave us a press release for it. I uploaded it, and what you do is, like in the library, every anything that you put here, like this, right, for instance, you get a link. So if you go to more details, it'll give you the link right here that you can link inside the article.
Okay.
So let's say this was a PDF, this would be what I would link. And I would click here to view press release or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Now that's one way. The second way is if it's like an e-edition or a special section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to add new, and here would be your titles. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about this. So anything that you're not going to use, you can minimize by that caret there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and all of these again are drag and drop.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so organized pages, that comes after upload. So I'm just going to pick something to upload. Here's an insert for a local grocery store that one of our publishers had. Now, before I can upload it, I need to give it a name. Now, you want to make sure that if it's an e-edition, it's going to be the edition that comes out. So if you do every Wednesday, it would be that. But if it's a special section, this is where you would type, like we had talked about. And then we would just add it. And now I'm free to upload this document here.
I see.
You're going to get this bar. And more pages you have, the longer it can take. The way that it works is it separates all of the different pages for you.
Oh,
If they're bound
okay.
in one. Now, if you're uploading multiple pages, which you can do, it'll upload the least data heavy one. So if it's only a few megabytes, it's going to upload before one that has more.
Okay.
All right, so now my page blinked, and here we go. You see how it split everything up?
Yeah, okay.
Now, let's say these were individual ones, and this was page one. All you have to do is move them around. So
okay.
if it did it out of order based on the size of the file, you just rearrange them there. Once that's done, you can go ahead and set it to special sections, and it'll appear in the special section widget of the website.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go, special section. So it'll appear here.
Oh, I see.
If you do e-edition, it will be in the e-edition section right here.
Oh, okay. I see. Mm-hmm.
So, but that's all there is to that. It's really easy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think this is a great start. So I really appreciate it.
We hope you have found this walkthrough helpful, and if you have any further questions or would like more information on the Our Hometown platform, please contact us at ops@ourhometown.com.